The sky ripped open. Massive spaceships, sleek and silver, pierced the atmosphere. Panic erupted in the streets as the ships descended over major cities. People looked up in fear and disbelief. This was not a movie. This was real. From the belly of the ships emerged tripods, towering metal titans with weapons that defied imagination. They stalked through city streets, leaving trails of destruction in their wake. The Earth's militaries, caught completely off guard, scrambled to respond. Their weapons seemed pitiful against the advanced technology of the invaders. The world watched in horror as news reports showed the alien onslaught. Governments toppled, communication lines jammed. Humanity, for the first time in its history, faced an enemy from beyond the stars. The only question was, could they survive?
We are going to have to act if we want to.
The initial invasion sent shockwaves across the globe. Panic spread like wildfire. People abandoned their homes, fleeing into the countryside, seeking refuge that might not exist. The world's leaders, struggling to comprehend the scale of the threat, issued desperate calls for calm. Their words rang hollow in the face of such overwhelming force. Even as the alien invaders tightened their grip on the planet, humanity remained fractured. Old rivalries, long simmering beneath the surface, resurfaced with a vengeance. The Global Defense Initiative, a technologically advanced military force, clashed with the Brotherhood of Nod, a secretive organization with its own agenda. Instead of uniting against the common enemy, these factions fought amongst themselves, squandering precious time and resources. Amidst the chaos and confusion, a strange message began to circulate on the internet. It originated from deep within the alien ranks, from a rogue commander who called himself Night Trucker 33. He spoke of the invasion as a terrible mistake, a misunderstanding that could still be rectified. Few dared to believe him, but his words offered a glimmer of hope in the darkest of times. Night Trucker 33 was an anomaly, a dissenting voice in the alien army. He saw the beauty and potential of Earth, recognizing the folly of his own kind's aggression. Haunted by his conscience, he resolved to defy his superiors and find a way to stop the invasion. His plan was audacious, bordering on suicidal, but he knew it was the only way. Using his privileged access to the alien network, Night Trucker 33 began sending coded messages to Earth. He revealed the invaders' weaknesses, their battle plans, their vulnerabilities. He reached out to both GDI and Nod commanders, urging them to put aside their differences and fight for their common survival. His message resonated with a handful of brave souls, soldiers and leaders weary of the endless infighting. Risking everything, Night Trucker 33 orchestrated a series of diversions within the alien ranks. He sabotaged their weapons systems, created confusion in their communication channels, and sowed the seeds of doubt among their troops. His actions did not go unnoticed. The alien commanders, enraged by this unexpected rebellion, launched a manhunt for the traitor in their midst. The tide began to turn. Inspired by Night Trucker 33's courage and guided by his intelligence, GDI and Nod forces launched a desperate counteroffensive. Old enemies set aside their differences, their shared survival now paramount. Tanks rolled out of hidden bunkers, their cannons blazing. Fighter jets screamed across the sky, engaging the alien ships in aerial dogfights. On the ground, soldiers and rebels fought side by side, their courage fueled by a flicker of hope. The final battle raged for days, a desperate struggle for the fate of Earth. Cities became battlegrounds, their streets littered with the wreckage of war. But humanity fought with a ferocity born of desperation. They had tasted defeat, had witnessed the abyss, and they would not be broken. They fought for their homes, their families, their very right to exist. In the end, it was Night Trucker 33's sacrifice that turned the tide. He drew the alien commanders into a trap, a final act of defiance that shattered their ranks. With their leadership in disarray, the alien invasion faltered, then crumbled. The remaining invaders were driven back, their ships retreating into the void from whence they came. The Earth, battered and scarred, was free. The war was over, but the memory of that desperate struggle and the sacrifice of those who fought for their world would never be forgotten. But Kane would never accept Troy peace with GDI. He had different plans for the Earth, and they were far greater than just peace. He wanted to return to his home planet, and to do this he needed the technology of the mighty Shrin. He didn't care about the Earth, and so Kane calls his armies once again back to his arms and declares war on GDI once again. As he shouted peace, true power,